Let's start with Donald Trump, shall we? We've prepared a little mashup of sound from his event last night in New Hampshire. It was supposed to be a town hall meeting, but mostly it was Donald on the Donald. Let's listen.
I do a show called The Apprentice, and it was a tremendous success. Somebody said I made a fantastic speech 2 weeks ago. Who's done more than me? I've employed tens of thousands of people over my life. They do a poll, and it was a nice poll, and they had me second. So, first question is, which Republican candidate do you think would be the best to handle the economy? I blow everyone away. So I say to myself, if I'm number one in all these categories, and these are like the most important categories, why don't we just cancel this primary?
Why don't we just cancel the primary, John King?
He would like, if he could, he would like to have it today if you're Donald Trump. If you can tell, he does not lack in confidence. And that's actually important for politics. We make fun of him sometimes. Part of it is that he's out there and he's confident. Part of it is he's Mr. Trump. He's not Governor Trump or Senator Trump. And people don't like politicians right now, and they want something different. They want something authentic. You like him or not, he's authentic, sort of. But look at the numbers, Allison. The numbers back up what he's doing. Our new poll out this morning have him in second place nationally, right? Jeb Bush at 19%, Donald Trump at 12%. There you see Governor Huckabee, Dr. Carson, Senator Paul. Ted Cruz just yesterday said he thinks Donald Trump is great. If you look at the bottom of this pack, the Ted Cruzes and the Scott Walkers and the Marco Rubios are losing. They're losing ground as Donald Trump gains ground. Three people we thought of as interesting, credible candidates. So it'd be interesting to watch if the Republicans start going after Mr. Trump.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. At what point does one of them come out swinging?
Well,
you know, because there's a chance for them to have an opportunity to sort of be the opposite of Donald Trump.
Right. So you have the Fox debate and then the CNN debate, August and September. That's the obvious opportunity. Will somebody do it on the campaign trail beforehand? Jeb Bush has said he thinks Donald Trump is wrong in his rants against Mexicans. He says that's not the way to go about it. It's not the way to talk about it. You can have disagreements on immigration, but you shouldn't disparage the people coming across the border. The chairman of the Republican National Committee has said the same thing. Republicans are very nervous about this because they don't think Donald Trump's going to be their nominee. In fact, they think he's going to flame out or drop out sometime between now and Christmas or so, or at least after Iowa early next year. But what has happened to John McCain? What happened to Mitt Romney? You cannot win a presidential election if you are losing more than 2/3 of the Latino vote and more than 9 in 10 African-American votes. You just simply, the demographics don't work. And they think Donald Trump, even though he won't be there at the end, is, again, hurting a brand that is in deep need of repair to begin with.
The balance is, originally when he got in, the feeling was, you know, he may move this debate in the right direction. More plain speak, get off your talking points, stop hiding. But now, with this harshness about Mexican immigrants, and you're going to see this projected in a lot of the things that he says, is he going to wind up silencing this? Because, you know, it's one thing, hey, I'm going to take him on. Very few of these people want to take on Donald Trump. He's a bigger talker, he can be more reckless, and he doesn't really care how it turns out at the end of the day. And those are assets few have.
It's dangerous in a debate or in the public sphere. If you take him on directly, he'll come right back at you. He has resources
and he's more popular,
if he wants
and
to
he's
spend
a great
them.
talker.
Right, and if you look, again, if you look at our poll, the economy and healthcare, number one, race relations, immigration, moved down below. I do think it's an interesting question. There's an opportunity and a risk in taking on Donald Trump. And so the question is, how do you do it? And the internal calculation of, do they need to do it? Well, watch this one play out. Here's something in our poll that will help the other Republicans. If you look at the Republicans versus Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump actually does quite poorly. If you go down into the poll there, let me pull those numbers up in front of me, he's 25 points behind Hillary Clinton.
What does that tell you? If he's high in his own party poll but low against her, what does it mean?
It's 34% is about registered Republicans roughly around the country, that he's getting Republicans, but he's not getting independents, that they don't view him as a president. And that's, again, primaries about ideology. Remember, Donald Trump was one of the birther people. I tried to hand him the president's birth certificate once. He threw it back at me, speaking to the, what I'll call the dark elements of that movement. Now he's on immigration, playing to a piece of the Republican base that matters. Don't discount them. They have serious concerns about immigration. The language he's using to appeal to them is, in my view, I think in most people's view, way over the line. But it can work. So the question is, where does he win, and does he get that far? And that's the big debate. Most Republicans still take this seriously. But he's at second place in our national poll. He's at second place in New Hampshire. There's a brand new poll out this morning in Iowa. He's at second place. And you can't discount him. There's part of it is him, and part of it is people just don't like politicians.